obsessed with land girls. It's the first thing that really got me into the 40s sort of fashion and scene, mainly because of this TV show called Land Girls, which is a BBC. I first saw it on Netflix, but I don't think it's there anymore. I had to buy the DVDs to watch it again. Previously to this, I'd been sort of dabbling in the vintage scene. I think the route that everyone goes down first is sort of the pin-up thing. A lot of collective and Lindy Bop, big glamorous 50s style, which is really pretty and I really appreciate it. I think it's really, really nice, but it just didn't feel like me. It wasn't until I saw a couple of Instagrams and videos of people who have more of a 40s vibe that I really realised that 40s was where I was most comfortable. And then I found this show and I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with the whole aesthetic of the 40s and land girls in particular. I feel like they're the unsung female heroes of the Second World War. So this isn't really a tutorial as sorts, because I'm not a professional hairstylist or makeup artist. I am very caggy-handed and I don't think it's very aesthetic to watch me putting on makeup. Probably just more a chance for me to play dress up. The Women's Land Army wasn't actually military, despite the name, and despite the fact that women were forcibly conscribed into it a lot of the time. They would do anything from food production to milking cows, we working in fields alongside prisoners of war. A lot of the time they were mistreated by the families that they were sent to live with. Life was really tough for a land girl. I don't think I could have coped with it. It was long, hard work in the blistering sun and the freezing cold, a lot of the time without proper equipment or training. And they'd get little to no real recognition for it. Like, I didn't know who the land girls were before I started watching this TV show. The thing that I love most is that a lot of these women, this was their first taste of being independent. They were brought together, living sometimes completely alone in these hostels that had been built for them. This was their first taste of being independent away from their family, because a lot of them would have moved before from their father's house to their husband's house. They would have never had that chance to live alone, to live with other women, to be independent. But I think what I love most about this sort of era, and land girls in particular, is that despite the hard work, despite bombs falling on them, everything horrible going on in the world, take care of themselves to show themselves in their best possible lights. So the uniform was inspired by men's sportswear of the time, and the colours were said to reflect the colours of the countryside. So you've got bottle green jumpers and brown corduroy breeches. I have seen a lot of evidence of women who would substitute items from their own wardrobes, because they only got 2 shirts, for example, and when they worn out they'd have to replace them with their own money. So a lot of the time they would wear their own blouses, their own knitwear. Dungarees were provided for light work and summer work. That's the sort of look I think I'm going to go for, mainly because it's slightly easier and cheaper on me if I don't have to try and buy a proper uniform. It's also a lot cooler because it's summer at the minute and I don't particularly want to be wearing lots of heavy, thick layers. So this is the kind of look that I think I'm going to go for. This kind of dungarees, wellies, blouse look. It's quite simple and it's something that I could pull together fairly easily. So these dungarees are from Amazon, about £9.95, but they're just too big. Straps just fall down all the time. And then the blouse is my nan's from the 80s, and it's very oversized. Also has this strange little pocket at the side. I'm guessing it's so you could reach into your pocket if you're wearing trousers, but it's just a bit of a hassle. Fly with it practically with these wings. So I took the shirt in at the sides so it's not quite as baggy, the sleeves in, and brought them up a tiny bit to give it more of that 1940s shape with the high shoulders. Didn't really change much else on the shirt. On here I just reduced the elastic at the back. For the side where there was that big gap before, I just sewn in some poppers. I think in future though I would have gone with hook and eyes or even just actual buttons, because every time I leant forward, bent over, they would just unpop themselves, which was embarrassing and annoying. For my hair, I was thinking of going something a bit more along the lines of Iris from Land Girls, and not just because she has red hair as well, but it just felt floofy and I like floofy hair. A lot of people go for the headscarf look when they do a Land Girls look, but personally I like a little bit more hair around this area to hide it a bit more, so I wanted something that would have my hair down but still sort of incorporate a headscarf, so that's why I went for this look. I've already done my makeup off camera because it was quicker and easier that way, but I can just talk you through it. So the main part of this look is the bright bold red lip. They didn't do a whole lot on the eyes in that time, it's just like a little bit of shadow. As you can see, I've put foundation on and blusher and a tiny bit of bronzer. So I set my hair last night, which is probably why I look so tired. A lot of people say you get used to it sleeping on them, but I haven't yet. I really hate sleeping on them, so I don't roll my hair an awful lot anymore. So I'm just gonna take these out. Break the curls up a tiny bit before I go in with my brush. So I'm not too, fussed about keeping it short and shaped like I normally would. Kind of letting it be a bit more free. Keep brushing and brushing until it's all nicely blended together. How Princess Diaries hair. Getting a really nice shape here, but it won't really work that I want to do, so I'm gonna have to lose it, which is heartbreaking. But on this side I want to be a tiny bit fancier and do 2 little rolls. I'm going to take my headscarf, which was my nan's, and see, it's got sort of leaves on it. It feels very harvesty, and I thought it would go quite well with a Land Girls theme. So I'm just going to fold it as if you were doing a bandana into a triangle, and then roll it up. Just rolled it up into like a sausage. My hair grows, and take a fat bit at the base of my neck and then go up, careful to leave the hair in front of it, and then tie it in a bow. This hair will probably drop because they never stay this curly for long. Just try and keep it quite floofy. And it just feels a bit more like you've been working out in the fields, doesn't it? And that's the hair.
I'd like to see you every day, the Jones to Suzie Green. Not every day, this Suzie that's too often to be seen. But as we are engaged, and as I soon will be your own. Give me a ring at lunchtime every day upon the phone. Jones rang up to his future bride upon the phone next day.
I guess I'll see you next time. Bye. So I'll see you next time. Bye.
You'll pardon me if I should say good morning, Lizzie. You pardon me, but I am very, very busy.